Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Ramble podcast. This is episode 2, and we are off the back of a very good win over Newcastle United, 4-1 away from home, which, is very good considering the previous result against Tottenham. We've clawed back that goal difference. If you watched my previous video, I actually predicted that we'd win 3-1, so I wasn't too far off, although I did think that Edison Cavani would start, which he wasn't even involved. But then, he didn't start, as I said, he didn't start any of the new signings, which was bizarre. Again, Donny van de Beek comes on and we play so much better. What more does he have to do to start? I mean, come on. Fred was starting over him. And what's his name? McTominay. Why? I think, there'd have been no need for the game to have dragged on for as long as it did if we'd actually started with a creative midfielder. But anyway, we won. I'm not going to go on about that too much. That's not the topic of today's video. Today's topic is on Harry Maguire. I've kind of touched on him in a couple of videos now, and I feel it's only fair to kind of, address this properly now. So obviously Harry Maguire played yesterday off the back of a nightmare couple of weeks. He got sent off for England against Denmark, which ultimately resulted in a penalty, which was scored by Ericsson, and England ended up losing the game. I'm not an England fan, but if you are, it's fair to say it's probably his fault. He was massively at fault for the match against Tottenham for a number of goals, the Palace game as well, and the Brighton game. In every game pretty much he's played since the season has started, he's been at fault for something. And there was rumours that he was going to be left out. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a word with him and he said, no, I want to play, which, is fair enough. He probably just wants to get on with things. He had a rough few weeks. And he played all right. We conceded a goal, but that was an own goal by Luke Shaw, and it was a bit of a freak goal, not his fault. And he obviously scores at the other end to equalise, which is probably something he needed. Overall, we had an okay game, I would say. But I mean, if he can't do it against Newcastle United, who can he do it against? Steve Bruce's Newcastle team is not something that we should be praising too much. It's a Steve Bruce team. I know I said they did have a bit of a threat last time, Shelvey and Callum Wilson, but they're hardly world beaters. I thoroughly expect him, as a Man United player, to play well against them. We shouldn't be losing to Newcastle, and we didn't. So fair enough to him. But is he good enough for Manchester United? If you've watched my previous videos and read my articles, that my answer is no. I think if he is to play for United, he is a squad player, and that's me being honest. He's had one good game against Newcastle, and I'll be honest, he's gonna fuck up again. He is. He's gonna mess it up. We're gonna play somebody else. It doesn't need to be a top 6 team. We've seen that against Palace and Brighton. And he's going to do the same thing. He's going to be at fault for goals. He just gets bullied despite the sheer size of the man. He's massive, and he just gets bullied all the time. Shoved off the ball, nutmegged, made a fool of in general. He's not good enough, and we need somebody better. If we were a serious club, right, what we'd have done is we'd have brought Koulibaly in from Napoli. Now, there is a commanding centre-half that you can trust. What a player, what a unit. He would not be getting bullied by Trossard of Brighton, right? That was a disgrace. But anyway, he's not good enough. Yes, he's had a good game yesterday, but it was against the Steve Bruce team, as I say. He should not be starting every week for Manchester United, and neither should Victor Lindelof. I'll make this clear. It's not just him who's the problem. There are a number of problems in this side which haven't been addressed for one reason or another. But Harry Maguire, yeah, he shouldn't be starting. I know he's had a lot of personal problems going on recently. He was arrested, as we all know, in Greece. Make of that what you will. But it's been going on longer. He's never been good enough. Yes, he did improve the defence, but anybody would have improved that defence. If you think 2 seasons ago, we had Phil Jones and Chris Smalling still starting, who were the starters in the Sir Alex Ferguson era. So literally anybody is better than those two. We just needed to sign somebody in that position. And we signed Harry Maguire, who, yes, is an improvement. And yes, he probably is our best defender. Does that make him a title-winning defender? No. No, it doesn't. So yeah, we do I think he should leave the club? No, I mean he's not going to, so that's a bit unrealistic anyway. again, he should be a squad player. He shouldn't be playing every single game, and he certainly shouldn't be captain. I mean, how weird is that? He signs to the club and is made captain immediately. When you had David De Gea, who, yes, maybe his forms are a bit shaky, but when Harry Maguire signed, he was certainly one of the more experienced players there. Why not give it to him? You know, even Paul Pogba. If you want to appease Paul Pogba and say, right, show us what you can do, give him the captaincy. He's been there a few years now. What must he have felt when Harry Maguire comes in? And he wasn't even considered for the captaincy. It's this whole thing, right? That Man United seem to have at the moment, where we can only. I know this transfer window doesn't really speak for this, but certainly in the 2019 transfer window, there was a strange pulse where we had to sign British players, because they've got the values of Manchester United. That's not true, is it? You had Dwight York in the past. He's not British. You had Cristiano Ronaldo, not British. Carlos Tevez, not British. Owen Hargreaves, by the way, not British. Anyway, it was a strange thing, and I've written about this before, so it's not the first time I'm saying it. This weird attitude that United had, where we had to sign British players. That's why we signed like Dan James as well, who was supposed to, contribute to this ethos of Manchester United, and Dan James certainly hasn't done that beyond his first 6 weeks. And it's strange. I can't get my head around it. Why we would bring Harry Maguire in and just make him captain for no good reason. What had he really done to deserve that? Yeah, he got to a semi-final, but he was also playing in the back three with other defenders who are better than him. So it's hard to, you'd hardly say Harry Maguire was a leader of that England team, is my point here. But it's a hard one, right? But as I say, Koulibaly was the one that we should have signed. Or even Jerome Boateng of Bayern Munich. He is an experienced defender, won a World Cup, won Champions Leagues. So, he's a winner. If we're going to bring somebody in to be a captain, why not somebody like him? Somebody who'll actually command the box, command the game. If you think after the Tottenham match, right, you didn't hear from Harry Maguire. You heard from Marcus Rashford, the 22-year-old, who, by the way, is more of a leader than Harry Maguire will ever be, on and off the pitch. You heard from, I think, Juan Mata as well. Like, he came out, all these other players came out, and the captain didn't. It was just like, what are you all about? He's not fit to be captain. And quite honest, I would get rid of him, but I know that's not going to happen, mainly due to his price tag. Who's going to have him now? So at best, he should be a squad player, right? Who we use in League Cup games, FA Cup games, and if we qualify for the Champions League group stage early, he can play the remainder of the games. He's not good enough. I'm going to say it. Harry Maguire should leave. Just get rid of him. I know he played well yesterday, kind of, but hardly a world-class performance from him, and he's never been world-class. Watch the review by Paul Merson 2 years ago when we signed, or a year ago, whatever it was, and that pretty much sums up everything to do with Harry Maguire. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. I just felt I had to address this because I've kind of touched on it in my previous videos. Yes, if you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, and we'll drop a like. And if you disagree, please let me know in the comments and tell me why, and then I'll respond and tell you why you're wrong. Or if you agree, let me know. Yeah. Anyway, see you in the next video.